probably one of the most controversial topics in the manifestation community, whether it's the law of attraction community or law of assumption, or anyone just talking about conscious manifestation as a whole. The most sometimes polarizing, but yet I believe misunderstood topic is manifesting a specific person. So today we're going to talk about why it's so damn controversial and why I think that it's just simply misunderstood, as well as if you yourself want to manifest a specific person. I will give you some tips at the end of the video on how to successfully do it, because I did do it. Hello, my fellow flawless, limitless, sexy, sassy, saucy HBICs. How are you on this lovely morning, afternoon, or evening? How are you all? I hope you're all doing fabulous. I hope you're all choosing to be the versions of yourself that have exactly what you want. I hope that's what you're doing. I would like to say, if you're new here, how you doing? I would love for you to subscribe and come back and see me, because I think you're going to fall in love with this sass. I really, really do. And if you yourself love knowing everything there is to know about manifestation, as well as getting what you want, well, that tells me that you're just like me. So yes, subscribe and let me know in the comments below that you did, because I'd like to know who my new friends are. If you would like to work with me in any way, shape, or form, all of that information is in the drop box below. Let's get going. This topic gets so much hate. And to be honest, there's even like battles back and forth. I mean, not real battles, but, content creating back and forth on why you shouldn't and why you can. Blah, blah, blah. It goes all across the community. It doesn't matter what platform you're on. There is someone either totally hating on the idea of manifesting someone specifically, or someone totally loving on it and telling you you can do it. And I am one of those people. So if you are someone that is not having it, you don't like the idea of manifesting a specific person, I respect your opinion, and I would love to know in the comments below, your true concern with it and why you think we can't do it without using references to anything you've ever read. I want to hear just from you. Not you being influenced by anyone else, just yourself. I would love to know why. But from there, enough with the comments. First of all, I think that there's like an ethical concern with manifesting a specific person. I took notes for this video. Before we get going on those notes, though, I'm letting you know my dog is here. Yeah, Poop is right next to me, and she is snoring up a storm. So you got some background noise. Many think manifesting a specific person is, in a sense, manipulating someone or doing something against their will. In reality, if you understand the basics of manifestation, that free will is really not a thing. It's not a thing within each person's reality. So you're not necessarily infringing on another's free will. In fact, because your own assumptions, your subconscious mind is what, let's say, is reflecting, or better yet, influencing the people around you in your reality. Free will really doesn't come into play, but generally that's one of the reasons why people just don't like that manifesting an SP thing. Another criticism that I have seen is, the idea that, well, someone only wants to manifest someone specifically because they are in lack. They're in that desperate, needy place. And, it's like they feel like they cannot live without that SP, and that gets judgment. Now, I can't disagree with this. I cannot disagree with this. I would be a hypocrite if I did. And what do I mean by that? It's not that that person who might have that judgment is wrong. If you are in a desperate or needy state, if you are in a mindset of, I can't survive without my specific person, you are nowhere near the state of being able to manifest that person. You are nowhere near it. And that's going to cause you a little bit of an issue. So for that reason, I can agree. But it's still, at the end of the day, doesn't mean you can't do it. It doesn't mean you won't be able to transcend that particular state of consciousness. And another thing that I have seen, just from the law of attraction community, the idea of letting go. Well, that can be really confusing if you're manifesting someone specifically, letting go of that person. Well, that can be difficult to do. When you really have feelings and love for someone, being expected to just not focus on them, friggin' impossible. That's impossible. But that is one of the reasons those who don't like the idea of manifesting specifically, they suggest you don't. I've even heard of people being told straight out that you just simply can't. You cannot manifest a specific person. And a lot of what I've seen is people will use specific quotes from Neville Goddard to back that up. And now listen, there's nobody who likes to reference Neville Goddard, I think, as much as I do. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know there's other channels who talk about Neville Goddard, but I love Neville Goddard. I love referencing him. I share pieces of his books all over my 1,300 plus videos. However, I think that's the big problem, is that when, coach to coach want to argue about points, about what you can manifest and what you can't manifest, is the idea is, all right, let's go reference somebody. Let's pull up what Neville Goddard said. Let's pull up what Joseph Murphy said. I'm just throwing names out there. Why? Why do we have to go back and reference anybody? Why can't you just stand on the authority of your own belief? You see, the reason why I'm picking at that is because Neville Goddard and any other person that ever discussed manifestation, conscious manifestation at all, were just humans, just like me, just like you, the viewer, and just like you, Mr. and Mrs. against manifesting a specific person. We're just humans with our own opinions and perspectives on how this stuff works. But there is no one on this planet, and there is no one who used to be on this planet who is the all one true authority voice on how this works. Everyone is only ever sharing their perspective. Everyone, including Neville Goddard. Again, I love Neville, but using his words to me seems silly, because we who believe that you can manifest a specific person can also reference Neville Goddard to show that you can manifest a specific person. And it just happens to be my very much favorite success story, the Mrs. J.E. success story that Neville Goddard put in his own book to show that this woman, Mrs. J.E., revised her day every single day for a month to manifest someone specifically, a specific person that she'd gone out on a date with. And in nowhere in that particular success story did Neville say, don't try to manifest specifically. Don't do it. He didn't say that. And I think that was for a reason. I think Neville was trying to show both sides of the coin. So also, if you were to read Neville's work in order from, beginning to end, it seems like his views maybe have changed. And I mean, in kind of more in our direction. But again, we don't need a book from somebody else to stand on your own belief. And when people do make reference to previous authors, to previous gurus, I question that. Why do we need someone else to back something up? Just stand on your own. Stand on your own and defend your own argument. Okay, do you see what I mean? Defend it yourself. Because we can't use Neville Goddard as the reference as to why you can't manifest an SP, because we can use Neville as well to show that you can. So it just seems silly. It seems, like it's, if not hypocritical, that they kind of cross each other out, if you ask me. Even Vadim Zealand referred to manifesting specifically. Now, yes, Vadim, in my opinion, and this is not a direct quote, Vadim did mention that, maybe don't manifest specifically. However, he did put in that little nugget, but if there are no other options, and you feel that there are no other options for you to choose from, you can manifest a specific person. Do you see what I'm saying? I think that when you are talking about manifestation as a whole, it just seems super contradicting and hypocritical to say, you can manifest a specific vehicle. You can manifest a specific home. You can manifest a specific dollar amount, but you can't manifest this. How does that line up with manifestation? How does that line up with reality creation? To me, it just seems very, very contradicting. Very contradicting. Now, again, I'm not trying to convince people that are just dead set against this. I just want this video out there for those of you who are entertaining the thought of manifesting specifically, that there are people out here who have done it successfully. I am one of them, and we have plenty of success stories in this community to show you that it can be done. It can be done. But again, to keep it real, I do agree with one of the original arguments of, if you're in the, I can't live without this person, I can't be happy without this person, I can't survive without this SP, you are in a state of lack. You are in a state that probably won't bring your specific person, at least not in this moment, not while you're currently embodying that state, because we're always ever experiencing a reflection of who we really believe we are. And 99.99% of the time of success stories that I've ever encountered, as well as my own, my person manifested fully in and stayed once I had surpassed the desperation, the neediness. So I can agree with that point. Why I believe that it is possible to manifest specifically, whether it's a person or anything else, again, I have notes over here, is, well, the obvious, first of all, reality is your projection. It's your projection of your mind, your subconscious programming, whatever you want to personally call it. It's who you really, truly believe you are. So if you are in the knowing, in the belief that you are a version of yourself that is in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship with SP, reality must reflect that. Reality doesn't dissect with, oh, you can be in a relationship, but you can't be with this person. You can't be with this person. Really? Because to me, that implies there's limits, there's laws. But just saying, that's my little sarcastic comment there. But reality is a projection. It's the reflection of you, right? You are projecting out into the screen of space. Or again, you can look at it as reality reflects back to you who you are energetically or vibrationally, or what state you're embodying. So there are infinite states of consciousness. Clearly, just think about it mathematically, there has to be a state where you are with the person of your choice. And there, I'm sure, states out of the infinite that you're with other people as well. All possibilities exist. Creation is finished, which means everything you can ever think of does exist in the infinite, including you're in a relationship, you're not in a relationship. You're married to your neighbor, you're not married to your neighbor. You're married to a specific person, you're not married to your specific person. They're all options. If it can be a thought, then it can exist. And also bringing back the idea of free will. I can see and understand why there is a misunderstanding with free will. And, quite frankly, I don't think it feels good to think that you are forcing someone to love you. If I didn't have a better understanding of how all of this works, even I could look at that and think, I don't want to do that. I don't want to feel like I'm forcing my SP to choose me. I don't want to force against his will. That's not love, right? But that's the beauty of it. That's not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing. In fact, we are choosing ourselves. We're choosing to love ourselves. To love ourselves enough to know that we are more than enough. We are worthy and deserving of exactly whatever our desires are. We're choosing us. We're putting ourselves up on a pedestal and choosing from the infinite. You're choosing because if you're choosing to be a version of yourself that is worthy and deserving of a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship, and that has to be your reflection. And your focus point is, I'm choosing this relationship out of the infinite with this person, with this SP. You're choosing from the infinite a version of your person that is willingly playing their part, willingly choosing you, not by force. Neville Goddard also talked about that everyone in reality willingly plays their role to bring about or to satisfy your desire. Everyone, because everyone must reflect who you believe you are. It's a willing part. Think of it as these actors and actresses are happily showing up to work in your movie. And what you believe about yourself is how you decide which person and how they're showing up, how they're treating you. You're deciding it. Each one of us has our own reality perspective, including your specific person. Now, I know for some logical folk, it is way too woo-woo to think that you are bringing in different versions of people. Okay, I can understand if you're not ready or open to that idea yet. So then don't manifest a specific person. There you go. Simple. Don't do it. Open up the door generally and manifest generalized love. No one's going to hate on you over on this side of the internet for wanting to do that either. We don't judge people on this platform. Well, reward. We don't judge anybody on this channel for what you want to manifest. So I told you that I would give you some tips on how to manifest a specific person successfully. Number one, it's getting clear. Getting very, very clear of what you want to experience, what you want that relationship to look like, how you want to be treated. And obviously, if you are choosing a specific person, you are choosing to see that specific person, I'm hoping, in their most loving self, in the version of themselves that is willingly choosing you, treating you with love and respect. Where I see people make mistakes is their willingness to accept behaviors that are not in line with being treated with love and respect. From that misconception that I have to tolerate bad shit until they change. I have to keep tolerating poor behavior from the specific person. No. And I can see how that thinking is why there are those who think you shouldn't manifest a specific person. Because if you are willingly tolerating bad behavior, abuse of any kind, no. We don't do that. And that's not going to get you to manifest your person. That's not going to bring in their best version. It's going to continue the story, if nothing else. It's going to continue the story, and you're going to continue to experience things that you don't deserve. But again, once you are in the awareness of unconditional love, of what you really deserve, love, affection, attention, respect, kindness, pursuit, being cherished. Once you are in the awareness of knowing you deserve that treatment and you expect it in a relationship, you won't tolerate less. And I don't mean you will have to argue with specific persons. I'm not arguing with anybody in the 3D, but there is a boundary moment that may happen. I'm not telling everyone you're going to have to set boundaries in your reality. However, a state of you tolerating being treated poorly is not you in a state of knowing your worth. It's you being a doormat, which is only going to bring more doormat shit. That's what I'm trying to say. So again, it's knowing who you are. It's knowing who you want to be and what you want to experience, and from there embodying it, showing up as that person. Taking time to get into your imagination. Maybe you're a visualizer, visualizing scenes that imply to you you are now in that relationship. If you're not a visualizer, you're a scripter, you're a affirmer. Okay, it's scripting or affirming things that indicate to you that is describing the relationship you're in and how you're being shown up for. If you're an embodier like myself, you're making a conscious decision that that's who you are now. And you're allowing yourself to think about what it would feel like being in that relationship now, or being the version of you who is experiencing being treated with love, with kindness, what that feeling would be for you. Again, this is never about chasing the feeling per se. Those feelings will come naturally, but it is that willingness, that conscious willingness to, this is who I am now, right? It's a decision with conviction. And remember, I've said this before, conviction is the language of that subconscious mind of yours. Conviction. When you know with power, with you know like you know, this is who I am, and I will not settle for less. I am this version of myself now. I can be happy now. I can comfortably live my life now because I know I'm going to have this experience. That's the state of you knowing that you're about to experience the best damn relationship of your life. Which, for what it's worth, that's how I manifested my relationship. I got into that state. I made a conscious decision with conviction that I am that version of me now. And keeping it real, really wasn't anything in 3D telling me or validating that. My 3D didn't look awesome at all, but I didn't care because, and this is the next tip, I detached from reality. I made a conscious choice that I was going to do like Neville said to do. I'm going to deny my senses. I am not going to let reality dictate to me who I am. I'm choosing this new version of myself. I'm choosing to embody the me in the relationship I wanted to be in. I'm choosing that with conviction, and I'm going to happily exist until I see it in the physical. And my way of perceiving reality was every single thing I'm experiencing is a part of this unfolding, is a part of me being moved to that relationship. And it's literally what I experienced. Literally. So again, I cannot stress that detachment from reality is your best friend. Probably sounds like I repeat that in almost all my videos, but it's for a reason. If you are so attached to your current reality, where you are letting it really, really upset you, and especially if it's getting you to consistently replay maybe unfortunate moments in your past hurts, past traumas, if you're consistently replaying them, think about who you're choosing to be when you're doing that. Are you really that new self when you're replaying things that hurt? No, you're not. You're choosing to entertain a memory that is no longer serving you. Truthfully. It won't serve you on the SP journey. So really, your goal from this point on is living in the end. Living in the end, which is what? It is you knowing comfortably that you are this new version of yourself and that you trust that every single thing you're experiencing, everything, Literally every moment you experience from that decision on is you experiencing the manifestation. It's you experiencing reality moving you to the relationship. What I see a lot when people are manifesting, especially a specific person, is the wavering back and forth between two different realities. The reality where you don't have it and the reality where you do. So be honest with yourself. Where are you most of the time? In the not having? Well, then you cannot be shocked that you're perceiving reality as not having. And actually, to be honest, this is probably another reason why people have their opinions on not manifesting a specific person. Because of that, because we can get so entangled with manifesting an NSP that we forget ourselves. We forget that we are the most important part of that damn equation. We are the most important part of that relationship. If we are not choosing a version of ourselves who knows their worth, knows what they deserve, you're going to keep experiencing things you're not loving. So it can feel like a lot of extra work. And yes, doesn't it sound easy to just go out there and manifest this or something better? Why do you think that phrase gets so thrown around on the other side, the law of attraction community? Because that's easier. And it does feel easier because you're not battling so many old stories, especially the old story of what you believe about your specific person. But that doesn't mean you can't do it. Just because something else appears easier doesn't mean that it's impossible to manifest specifically. And I'm telling you comfortably that you can. But you got to be honest with yourself. Where are you right now in consciousness? What state are you really in? Are you identifying as needy, desperate, in fear, can't live without the person? You're in a state that isn't going to help the cause. That's what I'm trying to say to you. It's not going to help your cause. So let's make a new decision. Let's decide to be the version of us that is worthy and deserving and absolutely knows that we are beautiful inside and out. Beautiful inside and out. We are already absolute perfection. Why wouldn't a specific person want us? Why? That's the mindset. I like to add a little sass. You don't have to add the sass. But remember, our true form, our true nature, including your specific persons, is unconditional love. So start viewing specific person that way. And most importantly, view yourself that way because that's who you really are. And quite frankly, I just want to make it clear that manifesting a specific person is not about manipulation. You're not trying to manipulate and force someone against their actual will to love you. That is such a logical, literal, very basic bitch surface level kind of thinking. You're forcing nothing. You're choosing the version of your person that is willingly choosing you because you are choosing you first. Quite frankly, I see it as an act of self-love, that you are loving yourself enough to give yourself the relationship with the person that you deserve, that you desire, that you are worthy of it. You're worthy of making that choice. And again, I don't want this misconception here as far as, listen, you're welcome on my channel, whether you're manifesting a specific person or you are manifesting a this or something better person. I don't care what you're manifesting. You are welcome here, as long as you're not hurting anybody. We're not hurting animals and we're not hurting innocent people. But outside of that, come one, come all. And just a little reminder, there are success stories all over the place. We've got success story videos on this channel of people successfully manifesting their specific person. We've even gotten people manifesting being married to their person. We've got engagements all over the place. And I will tell you where we hear a lot of those success stories are in my lovely channel memberships, which if you'd like to join one of those, there's 3 of them. I highly encourage you to join the VIP, the Advanced Manifestors. All of that information is in the Dropbox below. But in the exclusive lives group, which you have free access to if you join the VIP group, we have had lots of success stories when it comes to SPs. Just saying. It can be done. It absolutely. We just had one recently. I just put a video up a few weeks ago around Christmas time of someone manifesting their specific person that they were in no contact with for quite some time. And they're back together. Just saying. On top of my own success story. I manifested my man, and I manifested him living here with me just like I wanted. I did it. You can do it. If you want to. Maybe you don't want to. Manifest new love. And if I can give you 2 quick final tips, try to make sure you are not carrying along with you any unfavorable stories about your specific person. Really check in with yourself what you believe about that person, what you believe about yourself, and what you believe about love. And when I say, what do you believe about yourself? I mean, what do you believe is possible for you? What do you really think you can experience? Do you think it's possible to manifest love and keep it? Or do you still carry the belief that love doesn't work out for you? And if so, you need to make a new damn decision. Period. And try not to stare at linear time on how long it's taking. The more often you keep your awareness on time, what do you think you're going to experience from there? We manifest what we stay aware of. That's why you often hear you don't manifest what you want, you manifest who you are or who you are aware of being or what you're aware of. So if we're consistently staring at the clock, you're going to manifest the experience of having lots of opportunities to stare at that clock. And that's the last thing we want to do. Linear time doesn't really even exist. We only ever have the present moment, like right now, this present moment, where you could be right now in this present moment, deciding to be a particular version of yourself and friggin' get what you want. And let me just say, if you ever want help figuring out how to manifest your person or manifesting anything else, how to work with me, Dropbox below. And I am very happy to say I have helped quite a lot of people successfully manifest. Whether it was their person or the other fun things that we usually manifest out there, money, careers, and all that good stuff, and health. And health. The health ones really make me very happy. All manifestations make me happy, but the health ones, because they tend to be the scariest ones for some reason. I love to see successes in general. I'm like a freaking child when it comes to success stories. So, what about you? What are you doing? Are you manifesting a specific person? And if you are, let us know in the comments below. But here's what you can't do. You can't list all the things that you're not happy about or what you feel stuck with, because what are you doing in that moment? You're not only identifying as that version of yourself, which is not going to help you manifest a specific person, but you're also staying aware of the things you don't like, which, are only going to help you manifest more of that shit. So we don't want to do that. Get what I'm saying? So on that note, I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully poop won't be snoring through the whole video though.